Welcome to Bilisto Slides Education. We are glad to have you watching this video. Today we're going to talk about the tight relation between shipping and environment. We all know that the majority of goods are delivered by sea because of the type of cargo or the quantity. But with the high demand on shipping delivery, which is the effect that ships are causing on the environment? So let's begin. Shipping is one of the fastest growing sources of transport greenhouse gas emissions, and is also a major source of the air pollution that causes acid rains. Carbon dioxide emissions from shipping is currently estimated at 4 to 5% of the global total, and it would reach the 75% by 2020. In the picture we can see how different kinds of sources pollute the environment, and maritime transportation got the 12% of the global total. But this issue was already discussed. In fact, the MARPOL Convention sets out regulations dealing with pollution from ships by oil, by noxious liquid substances carried in bulk, by harmful substances carried by sea in packaged form, by sewage, by garbage, and with the prevention of air pollution from ships. Now, let's see some of the main causes of contamination. We have pollution from land-based activities. The 80% of the pollution in the world's oceans originates from land-based activities. It refers to pollution coming from the use of chemicals in construction, production and manufacturing products as well as improper use of lands. Discharges of wastes that are generated on land and disposed of at sea. This means the act of dumping at sea of waste generated on land and loaded on board. Dumping in relation to other sources of pollutants in the ocean. In the 70s, the industrial waste dumped at sea were about 11 million to 17 million tons. But ocean dumping of industrial waste was, until recently, an accepted practice of waste disposal in many regions of the world. Incineration at sea. From the mid-70s to the late 80s, the annual amount of wastes incinerated at sea were about 100,000 tons. Radioactive wastes. Dumping of high-level radioactive wastes has never been allowed under the London Convention. This legally binding prohibition entered into force on 20 February 1994. Water pollution. Measures introduced by the IMO, or International Maritime Organization, have helped ensure that the majority of all tankers are safely built and operated, and are constructed to reduce the amount of oil spilled in the event of an accident. Below we have charts about the evolution of spills in the last decades, from 1970 to 2010, and we can see an enormous reduction of this kind of contamination troubles, assuming that this reduction was possible due to changes in environmental concern and environmental law enforcement. Some of the main causes of spills are routine operations such as loading, discharging, and bunkering, which normally occur in ports or at oil terminals. Another causes are equipment failure, fires and explosions, hull failures, groundings, and collisions. Hazardous and noxious substances, HNS spills, have the potential to create hazards to human health, to harm living resources and marine life, and to damage amenities or to interfere with other legitimate uses of the sea. Most cases in which the distress situation actually lead to a spill resulted from a collision. A chemical release has occurred following a collision in 18 cases. Because of all these troubles, in what maritime rules concern, they have established some particularly sensitive sea areas. These areas are in the need of special protection because of their significance for recognized ecological or socio-economic or even scientific reasons, and which may be vulnerable to damage by international maritime activities. The following PSSAS have been designated: the Great Barrier Reef, the Savannah Camagüey Archipelago, Malpelo Island, the sea around the Florida Keys, the Wadden Sea, Paracas National Reserve, Western European waters, the extension of the existing Great Barrier, Canary Islands, el Archipiélago de Galápagos, the Baltic Sea, and the Strait of Bonifacio in France. Thanks for watching this video, and we hope this video to be useful for you.